Hello viewers, welcome back to the Moose Mobile Auto Repair channel, and today we're working on a 2019 Honda Civic with the 2-liter engine, and we are going to be replacing the manual transmission fluid on this vehicle. This particular Honda has a 6-speed manual transmission, so we are going to be replacing the fluid on this because it's overdue for service. It's been a long overdue service. Now I'm not sure on what the suggested service interval is, but I will check it and post it on the screen for you guys to see. I believe that these transmissions should be serviced, I think, roughly every 40 to 60,000 kilometers. It really depends on when the maintenance reminder item shows up. But I've been servicing this vehicle for some time now, and I believe that the manual transmission service has already showed up at least twice on this car. So I'm thinking it's roughly anywhere from 40 to 60,000. So it's going to vary dependent on driving conditions. So on this vehicle, I believe it takes close to 2 liters on this. I think it's 1.9 liters, but I will have a look at the specifications and verify that just to make sure. I'll put it on the screen, but you are going to be needing a minimum of 2 liters of this. And on this vehicle, you are going to be needing the drain gasket. There's no gasket for the fill plug. It's on top of the transmission, so there's no gasket for that. You just need the one gasket for the drain plug at the bottom. So on this particular vehicle, I believe you may need to remove the air box to gain some access. The plug is hiding behind here, so the first thing we are going to do is to remove the clip for the mass airflow sensor connector. Get that out of the way and unclip the airbox assembly just to get it out of the way here. It's hiding down here, all the way down here. You won't be able to see it, so if you have to, you may need to remove the airbox. I may be able to crack it open free just like this, but I'll see if I can make some room and show you guys. So on this particular vehicle, you can use a 5.5 millimeter socket to undo the clamp for the airbox. This one also has a Phillips style screw at the same time if you want to use a screwdriver, but you may end up rounding out the shape of the screw, so it's just easier if you have a 5.5 socket. It's not super common, but they do use this socket size on vehicles from time to time. So now you're able to just barely see the 3/8 drive fill plug. So we are going to crack it open now, because I really don't want to remove the airbox out of the way. It should be more than enough room to crack this open. So you will need a very long extension to put this through, and you can add another long extension if you want, or a shorter one to crack this open, and then we need to break it free. And so now I'm just going to use a very long 3/8 ratchet and to loosen this up now. It should be very easy to loosen it up if you have the proper tools and a long enough ratchet. So we are going to get this out now. So we are going to get this out. And that's the fill plug. There's no gasket on this, so you don't need to worry about changing it out or anything like that. And later we are just going to clean the plug before we reinstall it back. So what's left now is we need to raise the vehicle and to drain the fluid out. So now I'm underneath the vehicle, so we need to remove all of the screws and stuff to get the stupid cover out of the way so we can service the transmission. So we need to remove all of the flathead screws and the Phillips screws out of the way. For these screws, you just need to turn them a quarter of a turn to get them out. And then when you reinstall them back, it's a quarter of a turn back, clockwise. So for all of these, you're going to be needing a number 3 Phillips screwdriver for the Phillips screws. For these ones, there's a few here that are missing for some reason. And there's the other one. I think it takes a number 1 or a number 2 Phillips, and then you have the flathead one. I think this one's like I think it's a number 3. The very wide one for the slotted or the flathead screwdriver. So that's all you need to get the cover out. So you can get it out now by sliding it towards the rear of the vehicle this way. And then you'll be able to expose the drain plug on where the transmission is. So on the driver's side, you'll have access to the transmission. This is also a 3/8 for the drain plug. So before I crack this loose, I'm using a graduated drain bucket to catch the fluid. I'm going to measure on how much comes out, and we'll just pretty much put back the same that came out. On these vehicles, there is a chuck plug somewhere. I think it's located somewhere here. I think it's over here, but we are not going to be touching that today. We are just going to fill up on whatever the capacity is. So there is a chuck plug, I believe, over here. I think it's a 12 millimeter. You can open that up after you have filled up the fluid, and the vehicle will have to be on level ground to check it accurately. And for the check plug, there is a separate gasket for that to replace, so you have to make sure that you get the gasket before you open up the check plug. So now just take the same 3/8 ratchet with a short extension and crack it loose. It's gonna be on fairly tight for this one. Here you go. So always make sure that in the beginning that you always open up the fill plug first before you open the drain plug. Because if for any reason you cannot open the fill plug, then there won't be a way to get the fluid in. But ultimately, if you can't get the fill plug open, there's always ways to get it open regardless. So I'm just doing this and saying this for the record, for safety reasons. Just it's better to be safe than sorry. So that's the proper procedure to do it. So I'm just going to let this drain a tiny bit. It has just a slight tad bit, just slightly over 2 liters on this. So we'll just put a little bit more than that. I did buy 3 liters in total, just in case. So now hopefully we can change the drain gasket. I don't know if the one that I have is the correct one. Otherwise I'll have to reuse this one. So unfortunately I don't have the new gasket. They gave me the wrong one. It's not the correct style size. I believe that these ones are for the automatic transmissions. This one is a manual transmission, so it has a slightly larger style gasket and thicker one as well. But we are going to be reusing this because I have no choice at this moment. I'm not able to get this gasket, but you are supposed to be replacing it. But I think I'll be okay. You can probably reuse these a couple times or so before it may start to leak. So it's not a good practice to do by reusing it, but I don't have a choice at this moment. So I'll see on what the part number is, so that if you want to replace the gasket. I've seen a lot of people reuse old gaskets with no issue for some amount of time, but eventually, after reusing it too many times, it might leak. So it's dripping now, so we are going to close it up. You can wash down the plug if you need to, but this one here is clean, so just reinstall it. I will post the torque specs for you guys to see if you want to torque it. I'm just going to just tighten it up snug, and then that's it. A lot of times for drain and fill plugs, I tighten it up snug and you should be good. Sometimes I don't like to torque it because sometimes I've ran into some issues. So I think this one is maybe like 36 foot-pounds. I'll check the specs and post it on the screen and let you know on what the torque specs are. So I'm just going to tighten this up snug. You don't want to over tighten it because it's aluminum. So once you're done, you can wipe it down, spray with brake cleaner. And then just reinstall the cover. I'm not going to show that. I just really want to make this a very short and concise video for you guys. So as you can see here, we have just a tiny bit more than 2 liters, almost 2.25 liters. This is the condition of the fluid. So you are going to be needing a long funnel. So you need to install the funnel. So a standard funnel is not exactly going to work on this because the air box is in the way. So I'm just going to be using this. I've had this for many years. This is specifically for Honda vehicles. I think it's like a two-piece. It's two-piece a funnel kit. The thin funnel for Honda vehicles. So I'm just going to use this. I'm going to clean it out with some brake cleaner first, and then I'm going to pour in the fluid. This is by 9 Circle. It's a company that makes this, and here's the part number. So we are going to pour in the good stuff, transmission fluid. So for this type of specific funnel, it will take a while for the fluid to go through. This transmission fluid has like a purplish clear type of fluid. So keep on pouring in the fluid. So this is one bottle, and we are going to put in the last one. For some reason, there is a tad bit more than 2 liters, a slight amount. For some reason, I'm not sure why. And then the last one. So once you have poured all of the fluid in, you can take out the funnel. So once you're done, you can install the fill plug. It may be difficult to install the fill plug when the air box is not taken out, but it's up to you. If you want to remove the air box, you can just do this and install it onto the extension, and it won't fall down. You should be able to get it in with no issues. So we'll try doing that. And then thread it in all the way by hand first before you attempt to tighten this up. So just make sure you tighten everything up, and just use a ratchet to snug it down, and then you should be all good to go. This one is also tightened to 36 foot-pounds, just like the bottom one. So tighten this down now, snug. Doesn't have to be extremely tight. You should be okay. And then once again, it doesn't have to be extremely tight. This is the fill plug, and it's on top. Just snug it up a little bit, and then you're good. So now you just need to reinstall the air box back. Reinstall the air box. And then don't forget to tighten up this clamp, and then you should be all good to go after that. So tighten down the clamp. Make sure everything is in all the way. So once you're done, just put everything away and dispose the old fluid properly, and then you just go for a road test, and then you're all good. And if you want, you can double check for leaks. Just make sure there's no leaks from underneath, and then that's it. It's a relatively easy or simple service to do. It doesn't take very long, and your vehicle will go a long way. That's it for today. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please don't forget to give it a like, and please consider subscribing to my channel if you're not already a subscriber, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day and take care.